This is Riding Hungry, brought to you by Butler Lexus of South Atlanta.
Hey, Steak.
What's happening, buddy?
How are you?
to
Good seeing
see
you
ya.
again. Yeah.
Bill Torpy, can I call you the premier columnist in the city of Atlanta?
I guess you call me a premier columnist. That might work.
Thanks for riding hungry with us today, bud.
I'm always glad to get a meal out of something, right?
All right, what do you think of this rig, by the way? This is one of the nicest Lexus SUVs. And you have how many kids?
I have 4 kids.
Look at the sizes for a second. Turn around, right?
Yeah. Oh, wow.
You could fit the whole Torpy clan in here, right?
Beats my minivan. That's for sure, right?
So look at this.
Oh, wow.
This is a cooler.
Uh-huh.
It's a refrigerator in
Right.
the car.
I feel the cold air
You like that,
blasting
right?
out.
Cheers.
Cheers. Yep.
All right. How many years in Atlanta now?
1990. So that is
31
years.
Right.
Yeah. Grew up in Chicago.
How does one become, because the days of the classic columnist feels like it's getting smaller and smaller, right?
Oh yeah, well everything's getting smaller, right?
In the paper business,
the newspaper
right?
business. Yeah, I grew up delivering the paper.
Extra, read all about it.
It seemed like it beat working.
It's like
yeah,
being on
right.
radio. My kids tell me all
Right.
the time, Dad, you don't have a real job. You go to restaurants and you eat food and you talk about sports. That's not a real job.
That's not right. Exactly.
How many brothers and sisters you grew up with?
5, 4 brothers and sisters. I was the oldest.
Okay. So what's the food situation like when you're growing up? Irish aren't known for making great meals.
And my mom fit that bill exactly, right?
How bad a chef was she?
She was solid, but nothing fancy.
Nope.
It was chicken, roast beef,
Is it safe to say there's
Irish spaghetti,
not a lot of spicy food, not a lot of flavors?
salt and pepper. There was like 7 meals because there's that many days in the week. So every day had its deal. Meatloaf Thursday,
Right.
roast beef Sunday. Pretty much you knew what you were gonna get.
First of all, tell us where we're ending up today.
Okay, we're gonna go to Chicago Pizza and Grill. It's in Smyrna and it's the real deal.
Yeah, so tell me how you know a place is the real deal Chicago.
The misnomer is that people think of Chicago and they think, oh, you gotta love deep dish. The real Chicago pizza is thin crust, flavored correctly, and cut into squares. Mostly the deep dish pizza is reserved for tourists.
Right. Tell me about being a columnist in Atlanta. What makes for a juicy column?
Well, it's interesting because I get a lot of people pitching me stories. And I always say, do you read my column? And they go, yeah, sure I do. I go, well, if you did, then
not
you wouldn't want your guys in my column. I just report the hell out of a story, and then I add 3.2 jokes to every column.
So tell me.
What's the beeping?
They have a great thing when if you start to veer into another lane.
Okay.
You hear that. I'm not a great driver,
Right,
so
right.
when you hear the beep,
Uh,
one of the great things about this Lexus is how safe it is, right? It's built so solid. You have every safety feature, right? Whether you're backing up, switching lanes, beeping, whatever it is, that stuff matters now. Atlanta's a crazy place to
yeah.
drive.
Oh, God. It's gotten crazier.
This is the wild, wild west Atlanta, which is why a car like this Lexus is unbelievably valuable. Tell me the most angry or the most impactful couple of articles.
I remember writing about a guy with ALS. He couldn't move anything but his finger. And I wrote about how he got messed over by the system. We write about how they cut off his health care because he went to a football game and he was supposed to be homebound, right? He could only move one finger. Next thing I know, they changed the law in Congress. Bob Dole jumps in. And so there's that kind of stuff. There's always the foolishness that goes on around City Hall and other governments.
What about the Chicago hot dog?
Whenever I go up to Chicago, there's things I gotta get. I gotta get a Chicago hot dog, which is a Vienna beef hot dog. And it has tomatoes, onions, sport peppers, mustard, no ketchup,
Yep.
and relish. You get a Italian beef. It's very thin sliced beef on a roll. Best thing about it is the giardiniera. And the giardiniera is the hot pickled peppers that are put on it. And then when you go to pizza, you got to have Italian sausage, and then it's the sauce. You know, it's kind of often forgotten.
So Chicago hot dog, Chicago pizza, you got to have a Chicago beef sandwich, right?
Yeah. That's Chicago hot cuisine, right?
Yeah, haute cuisine, I like that. dog you're talking about, right?
Right. The Vienna beef.
The tomato sauce on top of the deep dish, right? That's the key. Is
Tomato sauce is big.
and the crust.
And the crust.
All right, so this is the Chicago dog we talked about.
Yeah.
And these are sports peppers.
Sport peppers.
That's a key. If you see somebody having ketchup on a Chicago dog, is that like blasphemous?
Kinda, yeah.
The classic beef, Chicago beef sandwich.
Now here's your au juice, right? You want to get
Yeah, of course I want. Wait, you crazy?
super thin cut, slow cooked. The juice is the key.
Let's get the maestro in here. Come on here to tell us about this for a second.
It's got to be greasy, flavorful. He's right, it's slow cooked. The beef is thin. Roll's Italian roll.
Got to be Italian, right?
Yeah, got to be Italian roll.
Tell me about the two pizzas.
Deep dish, crust is like a croissant, buttery, deep, sauce on top. That's a tourist item, if Bill would tell you. It's more Chicagoans eat the thin pizza because
Right.
it's thin and crispy. Different pie.
All right. Vic, thanks for having us. Appreciate it, buddy. Bill Torpy from the AJC. Toast the hot dog. That's what they did in the old country right here.
Right here. Thank you.
Thanks for riding hungry, buddy.
Appreciate it.